Beneath the surface of this quiet lake lies a town that once had homes, streets, and stories, but today it's been erased from the map. Entire buildings were torn down, graves removed, and what remained was swallowed by rising water. But not everything disappeared. In this video, we're searching for what's left of this forgotten sunken town and uncovering the secrets it refused to take to the bottom. See you there. All right, here we are. I appreciate you all joining me out here today. We are going to be on the search and hunt for the lost town of Monument City. This is located off the Salamonie Lake or Salamonie Reservoir, however you want to call it. It's been a while since this town's been here. I'll give you the story on it in here when we get closer to it about it, but we're on the old road that led to it. This is actually the old 800 West, as you can see. I'll point you around here, turn you around. There you can see the old road and how rough it's gotten over time. It's just a little walk out here. The thing about this town too is you can only see it during the winter months when the water's down, or if you got a real severe drought. Other than that, it's completely covered with water. You wouldn't even know that it was here. So you got to get out here when it's winter pool, where the water's drawn, or wait to a severe drought. And I thought, you know, we have a pretty decent day here in February. I'm going to check it out today while I can. It's supposed to be in the 50s today, but I'm kind of, again, wondering if we're ever going to make it. It's been foggy all morning. And I think that fog's kept the temperature down quite a bit. All right, well, we made it to something here. You can tell right there, you can see part of the road right there, what little is left of it. It kind of just goes through here on up, and I believe there's a little bit of stones straight ahead that could possibly be foundation of some sort. So I'm still seeing some road here though. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so here's some road still. Quite a bit of the road right here. Quite a bit of the road. Now those are all sticks there. Right through there. We'll just take a look right down through here real quick and see if we see anything down here. Don't really look like much. I thought maybe that was some brick. Well, here's some old foundations right here. I just about walked right by them. As you can see, right there. Some old foundations right there. Some sidewalks maybe. Some right here. Right over there. Yeah, there's something right here. This might be the old school. This might be old Polk Township School right here. I don't know. We're just gonna look at all these things and see what we got. But yeah, all these right here are pretty much foundation of some sort. Now you see some cinder blocks, things like that. Oh, probably old sewer pipe or something there. Huh. And there's some more stuff that way. We'll definitely go that way here in just a second for sure. But yeah, you can see this old stuff here. Looks like there might be some more that way. We're gonna just take a look at everything that we can and see out here. Take advantage of this time, like I said, while we got it. It's still a little foggy, but we're able to see. We're able to see some things. Quite a bit of foundation stuff right here. Yeah, there really isn't a whole lot left, but it's still pretty cool to see. I mean, can you imagine the memories here, the stories that are, you know, that are told here? But let me give you a quick background on this place so you guys kind of have a history of what's going on instead of just seeing a bunch of old ruins. That, like I said, this is Monument City, Indiana, right off the Salamonie Lake. This was a small town. It was created to honor local soldiers who lost their lives in the Civil War. Like I said, it was located in Polk Township near the banks here of the Salamonie Reservoir. Of course, it doesn't exist no more. So this is all that's left of it. But the area's first known European settler was Jacob Fisher, who arrived in 1836 with his wife and 9 children. It's a pretty big family. His brother Nathan soon joined up with him, along with other settlers. And then a decade later, 1946, Polk Township officially separated from Lancaster Township, establishing its own name and identity. So they kind of branched off and did their own thing. It's kind of interesting. Following the Civil War, the people of Polk Township wanted to honor the men from their community who fought in the war that never returned. In 1869, the residents raised about $500 to construct a tall marble obelisk engraved with the names of the fallen soldiers. This monument was placed near the center of the town, so serving as a tribute to their sacrifice. Now in 1864, they planned to establish a town near this monument, which they did. They named it Monument City. Early business here, they had a sawmill, general store, and then they had a blacksmith shop as well. So, and despite its small size, it remained active. So, and then in 1949, Polk Township High School graduated just 6 seniors. It was a very small community, as you can tell. That's how small the population was at this time. I think if I read right, I could find it was like 20, maybe 24 to 30 people, residents living here in this town at that time. So it's a very small town, not a lot of people around for sure. By the early 1960s, it pretty much is just mainly a schoolhouse and a church, and of course the monument that honored the victims of the Civil War. But the problem with this place here was, unfortunately, it had a lot of severe flooding around the Wabash River Valley, which is around the Huntington, Wabash, Prue, and Logansport area. It just kept constantly flooding. So they proposed a bill to create a 3-dam flood control project. And in 1958, that bill passed, and then the construction of the dam began in the 1960s. And unfortunately, this town here sat directly in the path of that planned reservoir. So as a result, the whole town was scheduled to be demolished, and the people were moved. So unfortunately, yeah, they were forced to relocate their homes, possessions, and businesses. Even the cemetery is affected. Like I said, they had a new burial ground that they made, and that was nearby. That's just north here. And we're going to take a look at that, so be sure to stick around for that. We're going to go pay tribute to the new cemetery where these graves were moved to. So you want to stick around and see that, because I wanted to show you that as well. Like I said, altogether more than around 1,200 graves were moved and located there. So, and then by 1965, the place was flooded. Monument City was unfortunately no more. So that's kind of a quick but short background of this place. Yeah, and here's some more road right here. Some roads going through town. Like I said, now if I can find some pictures of this place online to kind of show you how it looked before it's flooded and for now what was left, I'm going to post them in this video as well. So you'll be sure to see kind of what it looked like. It looked like some of the old buildings. All right, here looks like some maybe old sewer pipe or something there. Huh, some kind of thing. But yeah, you can see bricks lying around. There's some more foundations lying around. So again, I am on the road. One of the roads, the streets here. This looks like quite a bit here. Like I said, I don't know the exact layout of how the town was.
you know, like what buildings were what, but we're just kind of doing what we can here to see. So there's some more, looks like a sidewalk there maybe going through, and more road going that way, more bricks laying over there. So yeah, this is if you like these kind of places, you know, visiting these old forgotten towns, and this is definitely, I think, a must see. But again, like I said, I can't stress, you got to be out here in the winter time when the water's way down, or if there's a severe drought. And I honestly would suggest coming out in the winter if you got a nice day, because it's down even further than the drought will be. As you can see out there, just the channels of the reservoir. I'd be in deep water right here where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be able to see any of this where I'm at. So I recommend coming in the wintertime if you're in this area. Also, when you see places like this, you know, you just gotta wonder the stories that were here, you know, the stories and lives of these people that were here, what they saw, what they went through, you know, when they were told they had to leave. I can't imagine, you know, I just can't imagine, you know, being told that, hey, you know, we're gonna flood your town. You're gonna have to leave your home. We're gonna have to relocate you. I mean, it had to be awful, you know, knowing that, just, hey, you gotta pack all your belongings and go, you know, you had no choice. You either go or you'll be flooded. So, you know, it'd be interesting to, if any of these people are still around, to talk to them and, you know, get their thoughts on this. Because like, it was in 1965, that's what, 60 years ago? So there may be a few people left, especially some children for sure, that maybe can remember a little bit of this. So it'd be nice to talk to them as well. This looks like a cross street. I'm going to show you this real quick. Here's a street going that way. You can see it crosses this way, back up that way to where we came in, and then it goes this way right here. So we're going to we're going to head that way where we're walking now, and I'm going to take you, I'll turn you back on. We go up there and see what we can find. All right, we've come a little bit further here. Got quite a bit of foundation here. This actually may have been the school. Again, I don't know, but I think this might have been the school. It makes a lot of sense because it was a brick school building, so all these bricks laying around. So we are kind of standing in what used to be Polk Township School. Wow. It's pretty cool. I'll take you down through here a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of bricks down here. Yeah, I'm guessing this is definitely the school. It was probably the biggest building in the town. Now this is really interesting. Pretty surprising as well. Floorboards. Huh. Original floorboards. Huh. To the school. Them things held up. I am shocked they held up all this time. I've been underwater and for all them years. That is pretty nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you can just see all the, there's some more boards over there, it looks like. You just see all the bricks. That's when they just demolished it, they just left it because obviously they didn't need to do anything with it. Sorry if the camera gets a little shaky. I'm kind of walking down a hill of bricks, so it's not the most stable thing in the world, but so I gotta give a different perspective of the school. All right. There, not much. There's a little opening here. Not much down in there. Probably rock and debris. This kind of looks like what may have been part of a chimney, maybe right here. Interesting. Huh. That's pretty wild. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff out here. All right. Now we are going to go to the old cemetery, or try to find the old cemetery that was here before it was moved to the new location that we're going to go see here in just a minute. They say we're just kind of catacorny or adjacent to the school. Well, that was a school for sure. Well, I bet the fish love that in the summer. All kinds of structure down there. Probably feed pretty well through there. You know, kind of foggy still. I'm gonna turn you around. You can see the bridge over there that we crossed to get over here. And there's still some ice out there. So, I turn you back around. See if we can find this old cemetery and see what's left of it. Yeah, the one thing I want to stress too, and I believe they tell you this as well, I thought there was a sign somewhere, but if you come out here, do not take any bricks, do not take any part of the foundations, just leave it be. They're trying to keep as much of it intact or as much of it here as possible. So be respectful, respect the land, just don't take anything if you come out here and visit. Just leave it as it is. Okay, I believe we did find the old cemetery here. I'm going to turn you around. Looks like an old pedestal where a marker once stood. Right there. This would have been the old cemetery here. Here's another pedestal right there where the marker would have been. All this that you're seeing straight out in front of me here would have been cemetery. You see some more structures, some more bricks down there. I'm not sure what that could have been. Maybe a little outbuilding to house something to care for the area. But yeah, all this out here would have been the cemetery that we're on. Like I said, unfortunately too, one thing about the cemetery I want to note that as early as recent as 2007, I actually found some graves in here, or some remains. They unfortunately, I don't know if they were just left behind or they didn't know about them, but they're removed from here and taken back to the new cemetery that we are going to go see here in just a minute. There's some markers there. Yeah, you can just see markers kind of all over the place over there, through there. So, yeah, you just look around, you'll start seeing them. You'll start seeing them everywhere, all these markers and things. Usually pretty much you can identify it by the markers or pedestals, probably what I should say, by the flatness of the rock. You can just kind of see them going on. Like I said, all that back in there is all cemetery right in there. So now there was a church around here somewhere. Let's just kind of step in here in this woods. See if we can't see the church, because there was a small church here as well, a little Wesleyan church. Some people say the name was Wesleyan Baptist Church. I'm not sure the exact name. Again, if you know that, please comment below. I'd love to know the exact name of it. But yeah, the church would have been in this area somewhere that I'm in. Of course, it, you know, how many years ago now it's been overgrown. But yeah, it would have been around in here somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where it would have been, but you can see there's just, unfortunately, nothing left of this stuff, you know. All right. Well, I'm back at the entranceway end of this old road. I'm going to turn you around here so you can take a look at this part of the old road I don't think we saw coming in. But you can see that's there's a deer off in the distance. A couple deer. I don't know if you can see them that far. Looks like a third one's getting ready to join in over here. There you go. Sorry, I got sidetracked. But Yeah, this is the old road here. This trail here takes us all the way back to our truck. As you can see, it's all swampland right here. I mean, this part of back in that way, that may have been part of the cemetery at one point too, back in there where we were just walking around. So, but yeah, this is the skinny trail back to the vehicle. All right, we are now at the new Monument City Cemetery. I told you we were going to visit here earlier in the video, and I wanted to come out here and pay my respects and show you around and what the new cemetery looks like. This is where the graves and the remains from the old cemetery down there was moved to here. Like I said, there was about 1,200 graves that were moved here. I'm going to turn you around here. And this is the infamous Civil War monument. It was placed in the center of the town back in the day. It was erected, here's a little sign here, erected in 1869. It was meant to remember the men who died defending this union. And this was actually placed here in 2021. There you go. So we make a moment to pay my respects to all the ones who lost their life and say thank you. We appreciate you for your service. Okay, I'm just going to kind of branch around now and just look at the cemetery. It is a little foggy out here still. I figured the fog would lift by now, but it's still pretty foggy, which kind of gives it an eerie glow a little bit. A little eerie mystique coming out. But the other little interesting thing I want to show you here as well. This right here, as you can see, Polk Township High School. That was the name of the high school that was down there in Monument City. And as you can read right here, Monument City High School, 1895 to 1953. So this is what was here in dedication to that school. And I don't know if this is the original stone that was down there or it was in honor of it. I'm not sure. If anybody knows, comment below. I could not find anything particular on that. I'm going to guess it was probably not the original because it looks awful good shape, but I could be wrong. I mean, it's got some weathering on the tops and the sides a little bit, but it looks fairly great condition. So I don't know if that is it or not, but nonetheless, it's pretty cool to see honoring the school that was down there at one point in time. So just going to again take you a look around the cemetery here. Not real big, but decent sized. Again, it is still really foggy here, which is keeping that temperature down. It's supposed to be a little bit nicer than what it was than it is now, but hey, it ain't bad for February. I'll take it. It's probably 38 out here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, but I definitely wanted to come out here and just show you a little bit about the cemetery, kind of pay my respects to the people that were moved from down there. Now, not everybody out here was moved from down there, but a lot of them were. So it's a neat little cemetery. Again, if you want to visit this is off of 200 South and 800 West. It's technically 800 West, but just off of 200 South if you want to, here in Huntington County, if you want to come and visit and pay your respects. But yeah, there's a lot of older monuments back that way in there. I'm going up here and take a look at this one here. It looks kind of interesting here. It's got like an urn or a vase or something here in it. I thought it was kind of interesting looking. So we're going to take a look at that one real quick and see what this is about. But yeah, this is a nice little cemetery here. It's quiet, peaceful. Out here next to the old Salamonie Reservoir, or what they call it, Salamonie Lake. Loving memory of my mother, Celia Ann Reinerson Prickett. November 7th, 1905, 1947. Wow, she wasn't very old. I hate seeing that. And down here it says Mom. So that is a really cool little marker there. I like that. So here's another Reinerson. I'm sure that's probably the family. John, that could be the husband. I don't know. I don't think so. No, definitely not the husband. I don't know. But yeah, that just wanted to visit this here. You know, since I was out there visiting the old Monument City, you had to come out here. It's definitely worth stopping by and checking it out. And again, there's a monument up to the distance, so it's kind of interesting markings there. Kind of looks like a tiger. All right, but all right, gonna turn you around. All right, well, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed this visit to the forgotten sunken city of Monument City, Indiana. Remember, you can only come out here and see this in the winter months when the winter pools down, the waters drain, or you have a very severely drought to bring it down. If not, just completely covered with water, you wouldn't even know it's there. And so it's definitely worth coming out here and seeing. I've been meaning to come out here and get this. I figured, well, you know, it's a decent day today, February. Better get it now while the water's down, because if I wait any longer, they raise the water up, I'll have to wait another year or more so to go see it. But I'm glad you all joined me out here, and I really appreciate it. Hope you all had a good time. And so remember, if you like this kind of stuff, exploring different forgotten places and abandoned things and history, be sure to check out this video right here. I think you'll find it interesting. Until then, I'll see you there.